Name, you know the name? Yep. Maria, yes. Daniel's asking you again. Right, okay, Maria.
Matt.
Almost the same. Marion. Right. Maria and Marion. Almost the same. Hi. I'm Mark.
So that is the extent of my sign language. Just being able to say hello, spell my name. Thank you so much for having us today. And the first thing I wanted to ask is, would it be okay with you if we film the session today? The reason being that we thought it would be helpful to put this session on the TASDEF website, so there's information for other people in the community that might want to learn a bit about alcohol and other drugs.
Yep, that's fine.
That's okay? Yep.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's okay. Yep.
Great. Thank you very much. So I just want to also acknowledge the traditional owners, the Tasmanian Aboriginal community, and to acknowledge elders past and present, and also pay my respects to them and their ongoing connection and custodianship of the land. So today, what we're going to talk about, it's following on from the session that Talisa gave, and it's about alcohol and other drugs. And so hopefully what you will take away after this session is a bit more understanding about alcohol, what is a standard drink, and also what drugs, what does that actually mean, and how does that impact on your health as far as all the different drugs that we come across in our society. So if you think about the word drug, it's a really, really big word. It has a really big meaning. There's lots of different drugs that we come across in our community. And that can be medications, things that might be prescribed by our doctor. It can also be things like alcohol, tobacco, cannabis, and then also...
And drugs, intravenous drugs?
Yes, injecting drugs as well. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Absolutely hate it.
Okay, yeah. So what we'll do is we're going to have a look at this picture here and have a bit of a think about, well, what really is the harm of some of the drugs that we come across. And I suppose the main thing to think about is that, you know, drugs can be good and bad depending on how they're used, what purpose, and also the dose. So how much is being used.
So, we're talking about, so you mean, is that Coke, like soft drinks and like different things, are they drugs as well?
Those ones are energy drinks.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, so...
Yep.
Yeah, so wondering what energy drinks mean. So, you know how energy drinks have, they have extra things in them apart from sugar and colour. They have things like caffeine, yes. Yep, and other, some of them contain things like guarana, which G-U-A-R-A-N-A, and that is a herb from... Yep, and that is a herb from South America. And it has a similar kind of action to caffeine. Yeah. So it has a stimulating effect. So people say, oh, I'm having an energy drink and it will give me energy. But it also has a drug-like effect. And I suppose what we can think about is that there are lots of other good things, healthier things we can have that will give us energy. But energy drinks are something that have been marketed to people to give them the idea that if they have lots of energy drinks, they will get lots of energy.
Yeah, so we're just discussing the different drinks. So coffee?
Yes, coffee. Yep. Yep.
Oh, I don't have a problem drinking coffee. I feel normal. If you have too much coffee, yeah, you know, that can be a problem. At McDonald's coffee, yeah, it's very strong. Or, okay, what about Milo? You know, a hot Milo drink. Is that okay?
So Milo's okay. It doesn't have caffeine in it. But if I give you a definition of what is a drug, a drug is any substance that when taken into the body changes normal functions. And caffeine, which is in coffee, is a central nervous system stimulant. So it stimulates and hypes up the nervous system.
Oh, right. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before, I don't drink too much now.
Yes.
Only once a week or something like that.
Yeah. And that's a really great point, because it is about understanding, you know, it can be surprising if we look at some of those pictures and think, well, how can coffee be a drug? We also have cannabis, energy drinks, but obviously Panadol.
So what's the
Prozac.
Prozac, yep.
Prozac.
So Prozac is an antidepressant. So for people who, if they go to their doctor and they are feeling depressed, Prozac is one medication that can be prescribed for people with depression.
Ah, okay.
Yep. So I suppose if we look at that, it gives us an idea that when we're talking about drugs, it's really, really big. There's lots of different things that we can define as drugs.
And Maria, that we use drugs for really important things in our life as well. They serve a lot of different purposes.
Yeah. So, you know, some of the drugs here and the Prozac, so it's really important if people are feeling depressed that they can go to their doctor and they can get medication and that can help to treat that illness. Or also things like arthritis, or when people have pain, that they can have medication. And medications or drugs. Yeah.
I'm nervous yet, so.
Or feeling anxious or nervous, yes, can have medication for that. Yep.
And the pain.
And pain, yes.
For the back.
Yep. But we also know.
Yeah, so you can take something and it makes you feel better.
Yeah, that's right. And so we can have medical drugs. We can also have recreational drugs. We can have legal drugs and illegal drugs. So if we think about recreational drugs and the drugs that cause the most harm to people in Australia right now would be alcohol and tobacco, cigarettes.
Oh, I've never had a cigarette, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was asking questions, you know, about it, and, you know, I don't like the smell about it. No, I don't like it, so I won't get involved in that.
Yeah.
Never.
No, never. Me
No.
either.
And that's really great, because I think more and more people now understand the harm from cigarettes. Lung cancer, so many illnesses that come from smoking cigarettes. So it's great we have more understanding and we know that's a really, really bad drug for us. But what about alcohol? You know, alcohol is quite a different drug as to how well it's accepted in Australia.
Yeah, so you mean like smoking goes in the lungs, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. 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 So.
Or the throat as well, you know?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the throat. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
My brother died many years ago. He had cancer in the throat. And he died. And he was 42 years old.
That's very sad.
Yeah. He smoked all. Yeah. He smoked all his life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yes. And so now we have really good services to help people. If you know anyone, friends or family that are smokers, and they think it's too hard to quit, I don't know, where do I get information? I'll have information later on in the session to give you that you can maybe say, look, you can send a text and get a quit pack, or using TTY, you can call and get support from the quit line. So there are lots of services now to help people if they want to quit smoking or reduce their smoking as well.
Sometimes, pretend if you're angry or whatever, and they have a cigarette, they think it calms them down.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, it's funny that.
Yeah. That's a really big part of the reason why people smoke. They do think that it will help them to relax. And if you think about what Talisa was saying in the previous session about mental health and mental ill health and how do we manage that, and you know, perhaps it's useful for us to think about, maybe there are other drugs like alcohol where we might think, I'm going to have a glass of wine to help me relax. And that's okay. You know, alcohol, if we are aware of how many standard drinks is okay to have, and if we have some awareness about, yeah, it's nice to relax on a Friday night with a drink, that's fine. But if you're getting really stressed and you're feeling like maybe you're using alcohol like medication, then maybe that can be a problem, and that can be the time to, you know, have a chat and talk to your doctor or a counsellor about that. So the other ones that you see there. So what about chocolate? What do you think about chocolate? It's funny to think of that as.
I love chocolate. But what do you mean in chocolate? There are things in chocolate like.
So we've put that up there just to kind of have a bit of a discussion, and it's basically because it has been recognised that some people are addicted to chocolate.
But chocolate's not, you know, it's not like alcohol, or it's, you know, so it's not the same. So why would that be?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it can have a very stimulating effect, and there's a lot of sugar in chocolate as well. So sometimes it can have a drug-like effect, and for that reason we like to put that up there for people to think about. What does it actually mean when we think about drug use, and what does it actually mean?
So excuse me, so
yes.
Addicted.
That
Like a hook. Yeah, so you're stuck. Yeah, so sorry, just explaining a sign.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
I love chocolate.
So what I thought we would do is we would talk a bit more about alcohol, and just have a bit more of a think about. And before I go on, so the aim of the session is about reducing harm. So can you see the little... You don't like mice?
Or rats.
Or rats. Yeah. So he says, what does that actually mean?
What does that actually mean? Can you see what the mouse is wearing? In the photo, can you see what the mouse is wearing?
He's got a motorbike helmet.
Helmet. So
Yes.
it's saying the mouse is going to try and grab the cheese, but if he's wearing a helmet, he's not going to be so badly injured from the mouse trap. Not sure.
So it's about, it's about the mouse. Yeah, so it's just like mouse. Okay, right.
Okay, great. So we think about alcohol. I was saying before, alcohol and tobacco are probably two drugs that cause the most harm to us in Australia. And,
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, all those in Australia, a lot of people are harmed by that.
Yeah. It's a big part of our culture to drink alcohol in Australia, isn't it? We do it to relax, we do it to celebrate, to socialise.
I hate doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So it's not nice.
And so for you, if you do drink alcohol, I suppose it's helpful to understand, well, how much is recommended and what is a standard drink. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up some bottles on the table and we're going to have a bit of a play at looking at, well, what is actually a standard drink, so that at least then you're really clear about what the guidelines are. So do you know what the recommended guidelines for drinking alcohol are in Australia?
Yes, I've heard of those. I know that makes me feel a bit edgy.
Yeah, okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
So there's information on the bottle that tells you how many standard drinks is in there. Do you want to see if you can find that information? How many standard drinks is in each bottle that you have there?
So 1.8.
Yeah.
Oh, 1.4.
That's it.
It says it's very small. Yes, so the other ones, what do the other ones say? Oh, okay. Yeah. So the worst one would be that one.
Yeah.
My friends drink a lot of that. Oh, they give a terrible headache. It's very strong. Oh no, I never do that. Normal, just a normal 1 point. What's that? 1.1 or 1.4. Yep, that's okay. That feels pretty normal. That one, I would never have something like that. It makes me throw up. Gives me a headache. Makes me feel. I feel awful with that. My friends give it to me, and I just say no. Now, no, I've decided. I want to choose which is the right drink, which is the least amount, because I don't want to feel sick, I don't want a headache, so I say no, I will choose the drink I want. They make me try it, and I get really drunk and very unsteady on my feet, and everything hurts. My body hurts, everything hurts. I can't walk. No, I don't like that. First time, 21 or 20. Someone said, no, taste that, that won't hurt you. And I had a taste. I went, oh, it was okay, but it was strong. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Yes.
You know, like you look at that, what's in there? There's something sweet in there that they mix, so they mix with it.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
to add. But a friend says, oh, he loves drinking that, but no, I don't. No, never again, no.
Yeah. So we've been having a look at the bottles and we've been finding the information, how many standard drinks are in the bottles. So to give you the definition of what a standard drink is, it equals 10 grams of alcohol. And so if that was wine or beer or spirits, it's going to vary because spirits are much higher percentage of alcohol, beer is lower. So
I'm just going to the toilet.
Yep, sure. So even though the bottles are different shapes and sizes, you know, some of the smaller bottles have more standard drinks in them than some of the bigger bottles. But the other thing is about the recommended drinking guidelines. Does anyone know what the recommended drinking guideline is for men and women? Do you know how many drinks they recommend you should have, the maximum?
6? 6?
6?
Sometimes 6. Drink. But people go, oh no, that's too many.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
Too much alcohol, so...
yes, yeah. Okay, yeah. And you're not sure about the guidelines? Haven't maybe heard of the guidelines?
Oh, yes, that's right. So, yeah, thank you, yes. So, what?
Do you think it might be 4 or 5 per day or 1 or?
No, normally like, probably, that's a problem, yes.
Yes.
But the government health department says how many is all right each day to drink. How many? How many do you think is all right? 2? 2 or 3?
2.
2 a day. Monday to Friday when I'm working, I only, Friday or Saturday will be the only times I drink.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive.
And
yeah.
yes, so,
yeah.
sorry, I missed all
Yeah,
that.
that's okay.
That.
Yeah, I think that's what Mark was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So that recommendation about it's what they say is no more than 2 standard drinks per day to reduce your risk of harm throughout your whole life. And when they talk about harm, it's, you know, risk of disease, risk of ill health. For women, it could be risk of breast cancer, or it could be liver problems, other cancers, throat cancer, mouth cancer. Yeah.
Yes, sometimes yes.
So just to be really clear, it's not saying it's quite okay to have 2 standard drinks every day. That's not what the recommendation's saying. It's saying to really reduce any chance of becoming unwell from having too much alcohol, no more than 2 per day.
Right,
And that's
yes.
why a standard drink, it's helpful to know, well, what is a standard drink? So if you like to drink beer or you like to drink wine, to know, well, what is a standard drink of beer or what is a standard drink of wine? So do you want to have a play with pouring to see what that looks like? And you have a question?
I can't drink. I can't
Oh,
drink that.
cask wine.
Cask wine.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
drink that sort of.
No.
It reacts really badly
Yes.
with me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, some things are fine, but that
Yes.
one I can't drink.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
will damage my body. So.
Give it a try. So would someone like to try pouring a standard drink of wine, which is 100 mils?
Is that half?
Have a go.
Try.
Have a go, and then we can measure it because we have a glass to measure. Yeah.
I think that would be.
So we have, this is a standard drink measuring cup. So we can check and see if that is how it looks. So you'll see that the line for
Is that
wine is there. That's not too bad. Yeah. You see that? So it's a little bit over. It's a little bit over. So think about, you know, for people who do like to drink wine.
So what do you mean, like half, or is it half?
So if we, so I'll pour it into here, and then,
Yeah, I can see the line. Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
Oops. So that is a standard drink of wine.
And a lot of wine glasses that we use at home are much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are much bigger than that glass, and so it's hard to judge.
Yes. So some people, when they're eating, the waiter keeps filling up the glass quite full.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I've had that problem, we've gone out for dinner,
Yes.
and they just keep filling your glass.
Yes. Yes. And so it is helpful to
So what about if it's over? So what? So you don't want it over that. You don't want it over big. So what do you mean? Same like that. So pretend that was full, and then you drink the whole thing. Oh,
Yes.
that's too many. I can't have that.
No. So what you can do is you can, maybe if you're at a restaurant, you can say or ask the waiter, I only want to have one wine, and they should know and pour the correct amount. And then you can say, don't top up my drink until I'm finished. Yeah. So then you have your drink, it's finished, and then, okay, yep, I'm going to have 2 standard drinks because I have to drive and I don't want to have too many before I drive, so I'll have one more wine and ask them to pour, yeah? Or maybe you only feel like one.
Yeah. I won't. Yeah. Driving? No, I would never get in with someone who's drink driving.
Yes.
If I go
Yes.
if I go in a car, no.
Yeah.
Right. I will not get in your car. Sorry, if you've been drinking, and then you drive. I will not. I don't want anyone to get into trouble, and I'm not going to go because you may have a crash. So I don't go in. I make a choice not to go in a car with someone who's been drinking.
Great.
Because I've seen, with the police, people have been, they've been booked, and I believe that, they and that's the proof that they can get killed because they've had, they've died because they've been in a car crash drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying not to go in the car with the person.
And that's great because you're saying that you're understanding and making choices about your health and looking after yourself. And when you were saying about some alcohol, the cask wine and the spirits, is not good for you. And that's really great because you're checking in with what is right for your body and understanding that these drugs, alcohol, are having this effect on your body and that's not good for you. So you're making those choices and you have awareness which is great.